Okay, we're back. What happened was, in my scramble to replug the phone, or to plug the phone in, I turned off the surge protector. I've got all my lights, my phone camera, and my space heater on a surge protector. So I flipped the switch, and my phone battery was down to 2%. So I was scrambling. I didn't want to. Hopefully, I didn't want to interrupt the video. And then whenever I do something fast, it gets screwed up. So I was doing it fast, got screwed up. Alright. We're back. Hopefully it charges fast enough and it won't die. Filming on my phone requires a lot of juice, a lot of power. So we'll see. Alright, bopper time. We're going to use the bopper, and we're not going to use it in a correct way. No, I'm not going to do the November South way on this side. Nope. On the outside of my leg. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Intentionally the wrong way. Yeah. Intentionally the wrong way. That's what you're going to learn. Now, if I get it thin doing it my way, am I doing it wrong? How thin can I get it? I can get it 5-to-1 doing it the wrong way. So is it wrong? I can get it 6-to-1. That one video that I was using the bopper on the Flint River Chert from Georgia, I got it down to 6-to-1, but I forgot to measure at the end of the video, but it was 6-to-1. And I just used the bopper, right? Did I use? I don't know if I used indirect percussion. I've slept since then, so I can't remember exactly. If I get it down to 5-to-1 or 6-to-1 width to thickness ratio, am I doing it wrong? You might say, well, I'm doing it wrong if I don't get the maximum width or length. If you're not maximizing, you're doing it wrong. What if they did not maximize it back in the day, in the old days? Does that mean they did it wrong if they did not maximize it? If they're not maximizing their tool stone, did they do it wrong? Now, I've been known to say that there's stupid napping on some of the artifacts. I've been known to say that. So I can't be a hypocrite and say, you shouldn't say that. Because I say, sometimes, that, yeah, there's stupid napping on the artifacts. Why do I use the word stupid? Because that way you remember. You remember that I said that. I bet you a lot of you remember I said that. If I said they nap in a way inconsistent with the most logical procedure, you can't remember that. You're not going to go, oh yeah, you said it was napping not consistent with the most logical procedure. You're not going to remember that. You're just going to remember, you said it was stupid napping. That's what you said. It was stupid. So don't be hypocrite. Yeah. I'll admit that I said that. Because that's what it is. And I nap stupid sometimes too. Oh yes. I don't feel alone. Just like I don't feel alone using a towel or a blanket, because at least one more guy did it that way. So I don't feel dumb or whatever, or alone. Maybe I do feel dumb, but I don't feel alone of doing it in a stupid way, because some of the artifacts are made in stupid ways. Yeah. you can tell that there's an excellent flaking characteristics on the blade, but then the stem is all wonky. Looks kind of stupid. Why would they make the stem all wonky when the blade is perfect? They could have made the stem perfect too. It actually hafts better if the stem is perfect, just like the blade. But they didn't do it. Or vice versa. The stem is beautiful, but the blade is all wonky. Why would they do that? It looks stupid. Well, stupid knapping. That's why. It's inconsistent with the most logical way to proceed. Yeah. Oh, that crack stopped it. Oh, yes. The crack is stopping the flake travel. Now, I don't mind if you say that I'm doing it wrong. I don't mind. I don't know what to answer because, yeah, it's dumb. Especially when I know I could be doing it in a different way that would be more logical and more efficient. I can sit here and scrunch the platforms. You know, I can do that. I can sit here and do this. And scrunch the platforms and make sure I isolate them. And do the brush. Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos. I mean, I watch other people's videos. Sometimes I know the techniques. And I look at all the comments. And if there's a like on your comment, that means I read it. So I can see them, I read them, I understand them. So if I do it stupidly, I got no excuse. But I do it in a way that doesn't burn me out. Yeah. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't always want to do it the right way because it burns me out. Just like you don't want to always be serious, you want to joke around once in a while. I joke around once in a while with my knapping technique too. Yeah, doing it wrong on purpose is like joking around. Some people don't have a sense of humor in life, and some people don't have a sense of humor with their crafts. Perfectly okay. I do have a sense of humor with my crafts. It means I don't always do it in a smart way. And maybe it's morally wrong that I don't do it always the best every time or the most efficient way. Let's see. It's already 8, right? It was 9 before. It's already 8. And I'm still going to take some off the end because I need to get through this crack here. I can't get it this way. I might be able to get it this way. Or I might be able to peel it off from the other side. I'd rather hit down here into there to see how deep it is, because it thins down the end. I want to use my billet, but I'm going to use the bopper just because it's a bopper type video. I don't know. You grind it too much and there's it pulls too much. Yeah. If you don't grind it enough, it crushes. There's a delicate balance. See how that backed up? Because it didn't want to go through there. This side was fine. But there was a traffic jam right there. Like a train with the locomotive that stops too fast, all the boxcars stack up. Yep. Luckily it didn't derail and break off. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Slowly attack it. You might say, it's already failed because you should have preserved the length and width. It was so big, the nodule. Yeah, it breaks your heart, doesn't it? Yeah, that's painful for some people too, watching me do that. I just want to see if it would do it. Okay? It didn't do it. But it might have. It might have done something there. Instead of crushing. The platforms look pretty good. Yeah. I'm not hitting high enough on the platform. Or on the edge. Or on the surface, whatever. It's not exactly the edge. If you hit exactly the edge, it crushes, no matter what you do. You got to be up on the surface just ever so slightly. I can get that off with indirect percussion. There's something in my brain that has trouble with the tip area of anything. Something in my brain has trouble with that spot. I don't know what percentage that is, like this down to 20%, or maybe, yeah, down to 20%. This area right here, not this one, not that one, but this zone, it gives me a lot of trouble. It's the zone between light hitting and heavy hitting. This gray area zone is what gives me trouble. Not only because this is a difficult edge to knap, but it just in general, it gives me trouble. And I've been trying to figure out the best strategy to overcome that problem for years. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's that it's got to have something to do with the fact that it's a gray area. Or an area that's a transitional area. This area right through here. Doesn't matter how big it is, like I said. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to start pecking on it. Yeah. I don't see a good way to attack that. I'm trying to do a little bit of symmetry from the side here. I need to take that off. Yeah. I'm taking stuff off of this side because I'm fixing to remove a bunch off of this side. And I don't want it to be lopsided. You know, or having to take out that curve. It's going to get curved if I don't remove stuff from this side. I'm gonna look at it and try to take too much off, and it'll get curved. Now, if I don't have that material on this side, my brain will say, "Oh, you got to be careful not to take too much off of here." So yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not the most efficient, logical way to go about it. I want to try to minimize what I need to remove to get rid of that. I don't want to just have to power through it just haphazardly or seemingly haphazardly. Yeah, that's good. That crack doesn't go in that far. That's good. All right. Still a bit crackly. Yeah, I've entered the next stage in the knapping where I have to try to damage control things and start thinning. So it's more critical now that I use the bopper in ways that produce good flakes instead of just haphazard flakes. Now you might look at it and conclude that I'm not doing much that's different. Some of you knapping spectators are very good at the spectator sport of flint knapping. You can tell that there's not much difference in the way I'm knapping from stage to stage, but mentally there is a difference. I can tell by my anxiety level. And I can tell by my focus level. I like preparing more than just one spot. I like preparing the whole edge because I'll run down the whole edge sometimes. And it saves me time. I don't have to keep putting down and picking up and using the abrader or wasting time picking up and putting down the abrader. I do the whole edge, I can work the whole edge without having to spend too much time picking up and putting down. Okay, got it? Got it. I'm switching back and forth between the heavier, this is like the 9 ounce and that's a 7 ounce boppers. Why? I don't know. Okay, let's put the pad down for a little while. Well, dang it. I don't know what I did there, other than mess it up. It's supposed to shoot across, not that way. Seven. Yeah, it's going to get shorter than 7. And I'm not going to be able to do the elusive 7x3. One of these days, I'll do the 7x3. I mentioned that before. Why do I mention 7x3? It's because I had a request. I had a client that needed points that were 7 inches by 3 inches, and I could not make them. It drove me insane. I still have trouble with that dimension, 7x3. And it seemed like he knew the magic number of the impossible, and it was driving me nuts. Why can't I do it? And I can just feel the inflow of recommendations from guys that say, I do 7x3 before I drink my cup of coffee in the morning. What are you talking about? Yeah, well, I can't do it. Something psychological or technical? Or maybe I just don't want to do it? Something's up. See, it's supposed to do this and that. These two down here, when I hit that bottom flake, I don't know what happened. It's I'm not used to the roundness. That's probably it. So I usually hit with the flat. I've been hitting with the flat. I'm not used to the roundness. Why am I using something different than I normally use? I need to change it up a little bit. I need to expand my skill set. But I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like going back to work. If I'm going to be doing it like someone else wants me to do it, I might as well go back to work. I make a heck of a lot more money. For one. Yeah. Number 2, I don't have to use my brain nearly as much. even though the drafting / engineering work is not all that easy. Believe it or not, the Flintknapping, the risk management of Flintknapping is more stressful than trying to meet deadlines. See if I can do it this time. There. See? It can be done. All right. But I did it wrong, didn't I? Because I'm not holding it in a way that other people like to hold it or something. Or I didn't do it down here. I didn't do it on my leg. You didn't do it on your leg, so it was wrong. Doesn't count. It's luck. Okay, man. It's a stupid way. Just like you said. Yeah, I know. I've said it. I did it a stupid way and it worked. So is it still stupid? I don't know. I'm not doing it like this because I could be doing it like this. I could be doing it like this. But I'm not doing it that way. I'm not going to do it that way. And I'm not going to sit here and scrunch every little platform. I'm not going to sit here and isolate every little platform. Heck with that. Yeah, but you'd get so much thinner. You'd get so much thinner and you can do it better than they used to do it. Back in the day. Yeah. You can make paper thin Clovises, which is better than they used to make them. Yeah. Clovises were not paper thin, so to speak. They were not tater chips. They were robust, for the most part. I can't say always, but for the most part, Clovis points were robust, thick. As an example, there's a bunch of other points that are thick too. Intentionally. Especially those that were made with biconvex or diamond-shaped cross sections. Intentionally, they were left thick. I've seen super thin points, modern points, that were supposed to be, back in the day, pretty thick. Like the Nebo Hill. Is the Nebo Hill one of those that's really thick but long and skinny? I've seen Nebo Hill points that are paper thin, you know, so to speak. You know, tater chip thin Nebo Hill points. Tater chip thin Angostura points. Those points were not, they were not tater chips. Now, you can make them any way you want to. As long as you admit that you're making them the way you want to and not the way they used to make them. Then it's fine. But if you're like, this is the way they made them. See, I'm demonstrating using natural tools and making them super thin. It's not the way they made them. As long as you admit that it's not the way they made them, I'm fine. But if you start saying this is the way they made them, you're going to run into some trouble. On this channel, I'm not going to pick on you on your channel. I'm just going to talk smack about you on this channel. Yeah. Can you tell which one I'm using? Yeah, the 7 ounce has missing paint, so pay attention if you think it matters, because it might matter. I'm just switching according to how it feels. I have no logic involved in what bopper I'm using. If I think I need a little bit more power, I'll grab the heavier one. Also, another consideration is if I want to get good at using just one, I'd rather have the more powerful or the heavier one to use for this particular stone, because it's very tough. Having the heavier one, it does a lot of work for me. Yeah, so I don't have to push physically. See, I'm avoiding thinning this part up here until I can get my indirect percussion tools out. Yeah. I'm not going to bopperize this upper part. But the lower part, yeah. I should probably not have it so pointy. If I'm going to be doing this, thinning it down with a wide base, I can thin it down with a wide tip. Maybe that's the solution. I don't nap that way. Maybe I should start napping without a skinny tip. Leave it very wide and then skinny it down. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I said maybe because I haven't tried that yet. So, I'll try whatever I haven't tried. I don't know. There we go. See, I didn't know if that platform was going to be strong enough for that hit. Voila. Should I try it? No, I'm not gonna. I could hit right there and try to get that lump out, but I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the width to thickness ratio. I think I got 5:1. Yeah, with a light touch you can do edge work with the bopper that looks like pressure work. Okay, let's see. What is it? It is like 75. All right, let's see. 75 millimeter by 12. 6:1. Because 72 divided by 12 is 6, right? 6 times 12 is 72. If I'm not going crazy. I have a hard time with simple math in my head. I can do calculus and physics and all that. I just can't do simple math. I can solve complex equations and all that. Why I can't do simple math quickly in my head is because I have to visualize it. I have to actually visualize 12 division sign 75. Let's see, 6 times 2 12, carry the 1, 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 72. It's close enough. I have to do that in my mind with math. I can't seem to do these operations in an abstract way. I do have some shortcuts and some workarounds, and I can do it by memorizing times tables and stuff. Yes, I know. But usually I have to visualize the actual solving of the problem in my brain. Okay. There's probably a way to train to get rid of that, so I don't have to keep visualizing. I've just never done it because we have calculators now. Oh yeah. I had a math teacher that told me, if you use a calculator, you're lazy. You're lazy. Don't get out the calculator till you have to check it. What if you know you're going to have to check it? Shut up. But I know I'm going to have to check it. Shut up. But. Patrick, you know what the lesson is and you know how to do it. Just do it. Yeah. But. No buts. But the calculator, we have the technology. We have it at our literal fingertips. Why? I want to do it the stupid way. With the calculator. Yeah. They didn't use the calculator back in the day. See this up here on my desk? It's called an abacus. I had a math teacher like that. Kind of, sort of like that. Not that bad. But, you know, kind of, sort of like that. And then I get into college, and then they go, all right, we're going to learn how to solve these equations. And we're going to take shortcuts and use the lazy way. And I'm like, ugh, why? Why? I was always taught not to use the lazy way. And then no shortcuts. But now I get to college and everything's lazy and shortcutty. That's the way it goes. Yep. They should know better. The math teacher went to college. He knew that when I got to college, I would learn the shortcut way. Yeah. So what's the problem? And then I get to physics classes. Everyone needs to have a calculator, a mandatory for the test. You have to use your calculator during the test. Really? Yeah. Holy craps. Yeah, mandatory. And I had one teacher that allowed us to use a cheat notes, 1 page of cheat notes. Just bring it all in. Yeah. These questions are going to be so difficult, you're going to need your cheat notes and anything you can bring. Calculator, whatever. Oh, dang. You know the test is going to be a bummer when you can bring whatever you want to the test. Oh, yes. It's going to be impossible for 98% of the student population to solve these problems. And he's going to scale the results because everyone's going to get a 50 or below, probably. Except for the prodigies that get, 90s. Mess up the scale a little bit. Yeah. When my high school did not prepare me at all for college. Not at all. And this is back in the day. This is back in the 70s. I graduated in 1981. 70s and 80s. when the school curriculum wasn't so terrible. It was starting to get terrible. It's not like it is now. Anyway, yeah, I was not prepared at all for college. It was a totally different ball game. One of my professors says, "You don't need to come to class. Just make sure you're here for the test."
Really?
Yeah, I made a mistake on not going to class at first, before the first test. Yeah, I thought I was being smart. I think he did that on purpose just to weed people out. Because, yeah, I had a hard time on the test. I remember these things. Especially in chemistry class. I had to take that stupid thing. I had to retake my chemistry classes. Chemistry 1 and 2. I think I retook chemistry 1 once and then chemistry 2 twice. Something stupid like that. Chemistry for engineers or some stupid stuff. Balancing these chemical equations. Yeah. Completely over my head. It was like, they should have warned us. This is not for ADHD people because it's not the same math as you're learning in physics. It's a weird math. Because you're dealing with electrons. When you combine chemicals, you're dealing with energy and electrons and all kinds of weird things. I could not get it. And the chemical notations. 2 oxygens, 3 hydrogens, all that. Oh, dang. Yeah, you have to figure out what the final chemical composition is and figure out how many molecules of each element there is. Yada, yada, yada. That was my most difficult class because the math was totally different. And I told my daughter that. She goes, "Dad, I don't have any trouble with chemistry. It's my easiest."
Really?
She did not get her brain from me then. Yeah. I would have killed to have a brain that understood those things. I look back on it now and I think it was, I mean, it doesn't seem so difficult now. I can watch YouTube videos on how to solve or how to balance these chemical equations, and it's not so bad. I can get it. But back in the day, I don't know what it was. I blame it on junk food. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on junk food. Okay, so this was okay. Yeah, so I can get it to 6-to-1 with the bopper, right? But the parts that give me trouble, I got to use indirect. Now, can I get it thinner than 6-to-1? Yeah, if I take more risks. That's the problem. There's a rule in Flintknapping: the thinner it gets, the more risks you're taking. Yeah, you don't think the risks stay the same. The risk increases when the thickness decreases. Yeah, you can't get away from those physics. It's going to get you. The risk increases as the thickness decreases. I can predict it a little bit better with indirect percussion because of the accuracy. But it's not perfect. All right, so this segment is 46 minutes. How many minutes was it when the lights went out? 30 something minutes? I don't know. Hopefully this won't be so long that the sound will be off. I can upload two different sections, two different segments. I think I'll do that. That way Henry will watch both of them. Because they won't be an hour long each. Right, Henry? I'm going to make my friend Henry famous.
Who's Henry?
The world will never know. All right, yeah, I'll stop there. There's some areas that I can get later on. I might just heat treat it. Yeah. I don't have to deal with these little issues. With a heat treat that I can blow away all that nastiness and just leave this that thick. Make a knife out of it. Yeah. Okay, there you go. All right. I like the sound of those flakes. One of the simple pleasures of Flintknapping is to listen to the flakes. Yep. The sound of the flakes. In a big pile. Okay. So from that big nodule, I didn't measure the nodule, or did I? I don't know. I can't remember. It's like 6 3/4 by 2 7/8. And most of it with the bopper. Just this part up here where I have trouble, I use the indirect percussion. Yeah. Okay, so let's get a more bopper work thumbnail. Where's my other one? Scooch. Get away. All right, that's it.